Good morning, students. How are you? Did you have your breakfast? I had my breakfast. I ate idli and peanut chutney for my breakfast. Hope you all had your breakfast. Kindly don't skip your breakfast, children. So it's another class, a new unit. So I'm going to start the unit 5, the last unit of your biozoology, chapter 10, organisms and population. It's a very nice lesson. It's a very useful lesson also. You'll be learning a lot of new things. How adaptations takes place at various environment. How plants and animals adapt themselves to the environment for their survival. So you have to understand a lot of new terms in this chapter, organisms and populations. Before going into the lesson, let me introduce some of the key terms which will be repeated again and again. The first is, you are very familiar, ecology. The word ecology is derived from the Greek word oikos, meaning house, and logos, meaning study. So it is simply the study of the environment and its functional process. We call it as ecology. So it has a different approach to it. Next is the community. It is the population. We call it as community. It is the material also. We call it as community. The environment, the surroundings, we call it as community. It is classified into two types. Biotic community. Biotic community means which has life. That is, all the living things comes under biotic community. Then you have the abiotic community, which means the non-living. So the major abiotic components are temperature, light, water, wind, humidity, altitude are some of the major components of abiotic. So the relationship between the biotic and the abiotic community forms the ecology. Another important concept you have to know is the biome. Biome means it is a large regional subcontinental system which has more plants, which has more trees, which has more vegetation. So when there is more vegetation, when there is more plant, tree, shrubs, we call it as biome or greenery. That is what we mean biome. So biome means rich in vegetation, which includes different types of trees, different types of shrubs, herbs, etc. The next important concept is the ecosystem. So the ecosystem is the relationship between the biotic and abiotic. The understanding between the biotic and abiotic, we call it as ecosystem. Next important terminology you have to know is the ecosphere. It is the largest and most nearly self-sufficient biological system. Is often designated as the ecosphere. So ecosphere is nothing but all the living things which is present inside this big earth. What are the living organisms comes inside the earth? We call it as ecosphere. So these are the important terms you have to understand. Next, we move on to organisms and its environment. So every living organisms has to live in some environment, some surrounding, some medium. They need to interact with the environment. They have to adapt themselves to the environment, which is very important. The living things cannot adapt to the environment, they cannot survive. So they have to adapt to the place where it lives. So adaptations is the key for the organisms for the survival. They have to adapt with the food available. They have to adapt to the temperature available. They have to adapt to the light which is available there. So only the adaptations leads for a successful living being. Even human also adapt themselves to the environment. Suppose when we go to Himalayas or colder region, we have an extra thick clothing like a sweater or shawl to keep ourselves warm. That is also a type of adaptations. So whatever the animal exposed to light or temperature, pressure, water or the salinity, they have to adapt. So adaptation is the key for the survival of all the living beings, which includes plant as well as animals. The next familiar concept you have to understand is the habitat. It just refers to the place where an organism or a community of organisms live, including all biotic and abiotic factors. So when there is an habitat, definitely there should be a life in it. So the habitat has a huge geographical range. We have different types of habitat. We have extreme cold, extreme humid, extreme heat, extreme wind and extreme rainfall. So we have so many different types of habitat. So these habitat only helps to form the food chain, because every animal lives in a habitat where it is able to get its food. Thereby it forms a food chain, and this food chain leads to the formation of food web. So I'll give you a very good example to explain how habitat is important. For example, the xerophytic habitat. Xerophytic habitat is a desert habitat where the rainwater, where the availability of water is least, minimum. For example, camel, which is able to lose its entire water up to 25% of its body weight, still the camel can survive. That is how it has adapted to live with the minimum water requirement. That is what we say xerophytic adaptation. Xerophytic habitat. The camel's hooves and hump are also suitable adaptations for survival in this dry, sandy environment. So every animal is designed based on their adaptations. The body structure, the body nature, the body parts, they are all designed to live according to that particular adaptation. So the adaptation decides how the animal has to be. Similarly, in animals in the aquatic media, they maintain the homeostasis and osmotic balance for their survival. Homeostasis means whatever may be the external temperature, the fish has to maintain its body temperature uniform, irrespective of the outside temperature. That is what we call it as homeostasis. Similarly, this osmotic balance, the chemical component should be maintained so that the cells do not shrink. If the osmotic balance is not maintained, the aquatic animal cell will shrink. So the fish has to adapt themselves by maintaining its homeostasis and osmosis. Next, we move on to the next new concept called niche or ecological niche. What is niche? Niche is nothing but the physical space occupied. What is the physical place required for the animal to live? That is what we call it as niche. So every animal needs a space to live. That is what we say niche. The geographical condition will vary, but the requirement will be the same. Animals living in the same geographical condition may not have the same structure, but they may occupy the same space. For example, best example I can give is the cricket and grasshopper. These are the two insects. Cricket is an insect, grasshopper is an insect. They live on the small plants. The beautiful nature, it has said very clearly, it has designed. The insect cricket comes out only in the night, and it is speechless, lifeless during the day. So you can't see cricket insect during the day. In the same plant, it has grasshopper, which is very active in the day, but it is inactive in the night. So there is a very big understanding between the cricket and the grasshopper, which lives on the same plant. This is what we say physical space occupation. Even though they have a different lifestyle, still they are in the same geographical location. That is what we say ecological equivalent. Ecological equivalent, where they share the geographical space equally without affecting the others. It is also very common in pond ecosystem. The fish cutla, it eats the small fishes which is on the surface. It will not get into the bottom at all. Similarly, murgal fish is a bottom feeder, which eats fishes what is available on the bottom. And rohu is another fish which is in between the surface and bottom. We call it as column feeder. So they are all in the different layers and they don't overlap each other. That is what we say ecological equivalent. So where the animal of the same geographical location are able to share with one another. This is what we say niche, which is very interesting to see how animals they share each other. So this is something what we learned today on organisms and populations. I have asked few questions. Kindly you read the textbook page number 162, 163, 164 to find the answer for all these questions. You have the answer for all the questions, and students just put it on paper, all the answers. Thank you students. Have a great day ahead. God bless you.